Hey, this is BA. We're doing W.D. Gann's law of vibration, and I call it explained here. This is based on over a quarter century of studying Gann's book, The Tunnel Through the Air, and financial markets. My goal here to get you as close as I could, based on my understanding of how it all comes together in what people call Gann's law of vibration. Meaning this video is to take you as close as I can get you in a video format to how it all works. There's 3 steps. First, there's the unique input value. Those are my words, which generates literally what becomes the law of vibration. Without this input value, none of it will work. There's also the origin point, which allows you a place to start it all from. The whole contraption, if you will, works from this point. If the point is wrong, none of the dates will work out in forecasting except by coincidence. They won't align. Then there's how the cycles work. This is rather involved, and you can simply composite them like Gann did in his annual forecasts. We're going to use a somewhat random number here. We're going to do that for 2 reasons. 1, I can't give you the actual numbers I use. And 2, I didn't want to give you a number without explaining it because you would think it was, some secret and you would study it and it would be fluff. Here, this is my birthday. I was born August 21st. We're just making the 821 as our base number for our unique input value. Okay? So we would take this value and we would generate dates from it. Then we would apply that to our origin point, and the dates should correspond with highs and lows if it's all done right. Here we're using an origin point of November 4, 2021 for Tesla. That's the high up there. Knowledge of the cycles, step 3. Having step 1, which is frequency, and 2 will allow us to generate turns within step 3. Again, this is using a combination of cycles. Let's see what our step 1 generated here. These are days from origin, meaning these are turns. In our example, we're going to apply these turns to an origin point of November 4, 2021. A note here, you should take a very close look at these numbers. I left you something here, okay? Very important. Next, we will see how this lines up to actual turns. We used a 821, which is not the number that's actually used to generate these dates, but I had to give you something. Generated these dates, and now we're going to apply these dates to origin. These dates constitute Gann's law of vibration at work. All right? Those are those dates and where the arrows are. Now the arrows, there's a lot going on with them. Let's review that. Number 1, it can be a little off. Not every turn comes in on the exact forecasted date. There are techniques to get this closer, which were left out of this example. Some people call this orb. Another Gann word for it would be a little bit of price slippage. We would call it time slippage. And there's a system that goes in place to better hone in, to better get the exact turn date. That was left out of this example. Number 2, some turns are missed. There's a reason for this, but note that the main trend points were hit. Up there, if you start from the left, from the high, from the left, you'll notice between arrow number 2 and arrow number 3 up there, there's a high point that's missed. That doesn't mean your system's wrong or that you got the wrong input value number. That doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that turn came from something else. All right. Your main trend points here your main trend points are hit, and we're after the main trend. Now you'll notice all your smaller turns, itty bitty ones, you know, of 3 or 4 days are missed, because we're not trying to hone in on that. Although there's a way to do that, we're not trying to hone in on that. All we're interested in here is the main trend. There's ways to do that, and there's actually more points I could have put up here based on a whole nother level that comes in above this. But this is, again, just the core. Number 3, in a double high or low, which you see there between arrow number 2 and 3 from the left-hand side, right up in here. In a double high or low, sometimes the targeted point is not the technical high or low of the double or triple, top or bottom. Try and say that 10 times fast. All right. So as you can see, it's up there. Doesn't mean that you failed. And that does happen sometimes. And in trading, that's a little tricky. We're not going to go into that here. Number 4, there's not a solid high-low rotation with these. As you can see here, we go high, low, low. Now, some would say, oh, that's an inversion there and there. No, it's high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low, high, high. It's not a high-low rotation because this is actually a combination of elements. So there's that combination of factor. You're not going to get a high-low rotation. Although, using that higher level system, dropping down into this, there's a way to do it. All right? There is a way to do it. Although, all we're interested in is how you generate the law of vibration. That's what we're focusing on here. Folks, I can't imagine any other way of getting you closer to the truth in a video format and putting it on YouTube. I just can't imagine. A final word of wisdom, I would study these 7 slides very carefully. You have my word that this is as close as I can get you to what is actually going on. There's more to it. There's more. There's that other level, that other layer up there that can be brought down. We can hit those smaller turns. We could go into a single day and hit the turns within the day using yet another technique. There's all the stuff you can do. This is just the core, the skeleton, the bones, if you will. I'm out of here.